Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy. We're back with FM23 and the IFK Goteborg save. We're continuing our European campaign today. We're in the Europa Conference League phase. Last time we went out of the Europa League at the fourth qualifying round, losing to Trabzonspor. So now we're down to the Conference League. We've got 6 games in this league. I fancy us to get into the top 8 and get through to the round of 16, and hopefully we can get a little bit further in this competition. The league's going well. We've got some games to go through from off camera, so that's been going okay. But first game today of the Conference League phase, and we're against Mura, a Slovenian side, so that is our opponents today. If you're enjoying the videos, as always, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the other channel down below, the second channel, where we're playing Horizon Forbidden West. So Mura seems to be one of the lower ranked sides left in the competition. We have gained a lot of coefficient and we're much higher up than we were the last time we were in this competition. If we go down there, we can find Mura and see how far down they are. Coefficient wise, we're at 28.5. Mura are, where are they? There they are. They're at 10. So yeah, they're a bit further down. They got through the first qualifying round is where they started this campaign. So they've actually got through all of qualifying. They beat Valor, they beat Dinamo Tbilisi, they beat Limassol, and they beat Velej. So they got through qualifying without conceding a single goal. So they've been doing quite well. We'll have a look at the other games that we're playing in this league phase a little bit later on as well. Last episode, we did manage to defeat Trabzonspor in the second leg, but unfortunately went out 6 goals to 5 on aggregate. That was after Trabzonspor beat us 3-1 in Turkey, so didn't quite do enough. And we were 4-1 up in the second leg, and we were set to go through, but conceded 2 second half goals. Would have managed to get through to the Europa League phase, but it's okay. We'll be in the Conference League. We've got 6 games, and I feel like we can go quite deep. Malmo got to the final of the Conference League last season. Maybe we can get there as well. We'll see. At the end of the last video, while we were waiting for the Conference League fixtures to come through, we did defeat Vernamo by 3 goals to 1. And our new South African striker, Mr. Matzie, the 18-year-old, scored on his debut. So hopefully more goals to come from him, but he's injured for a couple of weeks now, so that's not good. We had a cup game against Vasteras, which we won 3-1 after extra time. Now, I had to simulate this match because of the issues that we had with the Conference League squad, which we couldn't actually register. So this match actually ended up getting simulated. It was a 3-1 win after extra time though. Basically what happened was we had to register the squad for the Europa Conference League, but this screen never actually came up. It wasn't giving us the option to register our squad. So what I had to do was I had to holiday to the following day and essentially skip the registration, which meant that the squad that I originally had selected would be picked as the squad. It did mean that Zagala, our centre-back, was unhappy, but that's the only effects that had. And it also meant that I had to simulate that cup game. But yeah, I literally couldn't register the squad because this page just wasn't available to me. After the cup game, we had a rarity, a goalless draw. I don't know the last time we had a 0-0 draw in the league. It was against Harken. It was a dull match. There was only 2 shots on target, and both of them were for the visitors. We didn't have a shot on target in this one. Defended well, but really poor going forward. A rare goalless draw. We then had a pair of very tough away games. First up was Hammarby, and inside 4 minutes, we did make it 1-0. Ziad Larkesh with the ball to Erik Alstrand, and he puts the ball in early on to give us a 1-0 lead. And it was 2-0 after 34.5 minutes, and it was at Manas Kuzu with the ball forward to Emma Markovic. Ball over the top for Abdullah, he was good, and he beats the goalkeeper in off the post. It's 2-0. Hammarby got a goal back in the 69th minute. Gare setting up Tyreek John Jules, but ended with a 2-1 win for us away from home, so a good result. And then we won by the same scoreline away against Djurgårdens, but they did take a 1-0 lead after 12 minutes. It was Asuro getting the goal near post, not good goalkeeping, and it was 1-0. In the 27th minute, we won a penalty, and Olivieri converted to equalise. It was 1-1. And with 10 minutes of normal time to go, we got the winner. A great ball by Ondrejka, well controlled by Kulikov, beats the goalkeeper, lovely finish. Another 2-1 win away from home against the Stockholm sides. Up next, we were at home against Sirius, and it was a very comfortable performance here. And we scored the first goal inside a minute. Diagne with a great run down the left flank, and he puts it through to Elias Hagen. Hagen sets up Kulikov. 50 seconds on the clock, it's 1-0. But Sirius did equalise with 4 minutes played. Kouakou to Al-Sanati, and the ball back to Kouakou. Good 1-2 and a good goal. 1-1, 4 minutes on the clock. Peñalosa scored a free kick to give us a 2-1 lead on 20 minutes. And then on 40 minutes, Hagen's corner kick was out to Peñalosa, and Peñalosa squared it for Kulikov, and Kulikov made it 3-1. And then barely a minute into the second half, we scored a fourth. Collander's ball over the top. Diagne, fantastic control with the chest and a lovely finish. A 4-1 win at home against Sirius. Good performance. But then we dropped points against a plucky Kalmar side. We just could not convert our chances in this one. We took a 1-0 lead with 12 minutes on the clock, and Ziad Larkesh put the ball to Pereira, our young right back, and he set up Diagna for the first goal. And then 10 minutes from time this happened, the free kick comes off the wall, and Lindau just reacts so quickly. It goes in off the bar, and suddenly it's 1-1, and that's how it ended. We did not take our chances in this one, and we've suffered for it. But thankfully, we are still top of the table, and Malmo have continued to drop points. They have now drawn 4 games. They drew against Degerfors and Halmstad, so they have dropped points. And they also drew against Östers and Hammarby, and have lost against Harken. So Malmo are 7 points behind us. They do have a game in hand, so that could close to 4 points, and we still have to face them away from home. So it's not over yet, but we're in a good position. And we do have just 5 league games to go of the season, and next episode we'll have the double header of Malmö and Degerfors and see if we can win our title back. But there you can also see the Conference League games that we have. First up is Mura of Slovenia, and then we are at home against FC Interturku of Finland. And then after the league wraps up, we host Sturm Graz, which is going to be a tough game. Then we're away against Dnipro, not the first time that we've faced Dnipro in this save. And then we host the Azerbaijani side Karabakh, and then we are away against Fiorentina last but not least. That's going to be a very tough game. But with these 6 games, I'm confident that we can hopefully get in the top 8. If not, we'll be, you know, towards the top of the knockout playoff bunch. But I feel like we can get top 8. I think we've got enough about us to do it. We just need to make sure that we put the form together, because our European form has been very inconsistent. Like I've said before, we've upset sides like Lazio in the past, and then we can't beat Trabzonspor, and we can't beat teams like Pogoni, or was it Osijek of Croatia knocked us out last year. So if we play well, I'm confident we can get top 8, and that starts today against Mura. I did show you how the other Swedish sides were doing in Europe. Malmö are through to the Champions League phase, which is really good. What does that actually do for our coefficient at the moment? We're in 12th place, which is good. We climbed 7 places last season, and we're currently sitting on 6 points this season, which is actually more than anybody. So we're actually doing really, really well. We've got the most points of anyone. We've got more points than England. But then I guess most of England's teams in Europe don't have to go through qualifying. I mean, the top 4 go straight into the group stages, so they haven't actually played any matches yet. But qualifying's gone really, really well. Malmö have done well. We're in the Conference League. And we also have Djurgårdens here in the Conference League as well. They got through qualifying, knocking out Honka in the 4th qualifying round. So Djurgårdens are joining us. Hammarby unfortunately lost to Belgian side Leuven, so they are not in the league phase. So we do have 3 sides left in Europe. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is out for a couple of weeks with an ankle injury. Olivieri is out for a week or 2 as well. Ondrejka's injured. Matzier's injured. Muniseka's injured. He's another young player. So we've got a couple of fitness issues in the squad. Let's go for a quick pick. And it's going to put Dennis Collender at right back, which he can play. And he's actually not bad at right back either. We've got a lot of cover at right back, especially because Hausner's been injured for a while as well, and he's not quite fit to return. Nissen's going to sit this one out and have a bit of a rest. So Bangsbo and Johansson will play centre-back. Larkish is going to play. Hagen and Kuzu as our first-choice midfield pairing. Diagna's on the left. Milvenberg's on the right. We'll play Kulikov up top alongside Abdullahi. Ahmad Holmes back from his cruciate injury, so we'll try and get him some game time as well. Get him up to some match fitness. Although the injuries mean that our bench options aren't as strong as they usually are. But hopefully that won't be an issue. Not overly familiar with Mura, the Slovenian sides. I think Maribor is the only really notable side in Slovenia. Other than that, I don't really know too much about them. Is Ljubljana Slovenia as well? Yeah, I think, because you've got Olimpia Ljubljana as well. I think Mura might have finished 4th in the most recent Slovenian season, because they weren't in the top 3. They're still in Europe. So I think they finished 4th. And they've done well to get all the way through qualifying. They've won all their ties, and they've not conceded a single goal. So they've actually done quite well in qualifying. Mura. Hopefully we can get the result against them today and put their run to an end. We do have a free kick here, about 25 yards out. Larkesh is on it. Inside 5 minutes. It took a big deflection, and Kulikov has, forced a save from the goalkeeper, which was a bit clumsy, but he's kept it out for now at least. Here's Šarić to Trippi. And Mura actually looking to forge an attack here. Klepak to Beganovic, and they're actually coming forward here. And it's a good cross, and the header is good, but it's not quite on target. That was a good chance for him. Larkesh with a free kick here. 13.5 minutes on the clock. It's going to come to Abdullahi, and the header's good. And it's the 15th of the season for Suleiman Abdullahi. It's 1-0 Göteborg, 13 minutes gone. Larkesh with a free kick. Abdullahi at the far post. Beats the defender in the air with ease, and it's 1-0. I'm going to drop it back to balanced and just assess this game for a bit, because Mura have threatened. They had a decent chance. Possession-wise, very similar. It's been quite an even game, actually. Well, it's been a pretty quiet first half. Mura had an early chance and we scored, and we didn't see another highlight for the rest of the match. So hopefully the second half will be a lot better. I mean, look at the second half of that first half. From like 22 minutes onwards, we didn't create anything, and Mura didn't have much more than that. So hopefully we'll see a bit more quality in the second half. But 3 points is, what we need, and hopefully we'll get that 3 points. But let's just hope for a bit more of an entertaining second half, shall we? Well, Burdick has actually thrown one goal here, and it's a good save from Dahlberg. Another chance goes Mura's way, and he's kept that out early in the second half. We've got a corner to deal with, though. Casalo is on it, and we're 2.5 minutes into the second half, and it's another Mura chance here, but Kuzu wins the ball in the air. This hasn't been a quality game. It's still 1-0. Mura have actually probably been the better side in this game. XG is not much higher, but in terms of like chance creation and momentum, they've actually been on top. We're going to make some changes. Miled Diagne is going to come off, and Emma Markovic is going to come on. And I'm also going to bring on Peñalosa for Melvin Berg. Just change those wide areas up. And I'm going to take off Elias Hagen as well and bring on Eric Alstrand. Triple change. We are controlling the ball a little bit better now at least. But yeah, this has not been a good game. 15 minutes to go. Yeah, it's not been that entertaining, honestly. 10 minutes left. We've got more changes we can make. Let's take off Kulikov. Do you know what? Let's give some minutes to Ahmad Holm. We need to get him some fitness back. So let's put him up top. And also Larkesh is going to come on. We're going to put Tronsen at left back. And we'll save one more change just in case we get like an injury or something. But 5 minutes to go in what's been a pretty dull game, to be perfectly honest. It's Mura 0, Göteborg 1. We've got 3 minutes of injury time. Let's... oh, I don't have another change I can make. I've already made all 5. Never mind. That's injury time done. Do you know what? That was a boring game. We won 1-0. It's 3 points on the board. Pretty close game. We edged the possession. We defended well, but... that wasn't a very exciting game. We've got 3 points on the board, which is fine. Really happy with that. But against Mura, I was expecting a little bit more maybe. It's a pretty long trip to Slovenia. But yeah, it wasn't an amazing match. Hopefully the remaining Europa Conference League fixtures will be a lot more entertaining. I think the games like Fiorentina and Dnipro and Sturmgraz will hopefully be a little bit more entertaining. I mean, it was a competitive match against Mura. It was close. But it just wasn't very exciting, was it? What will be exciting, though, is the running of the league season. So we are going to play 4 games off camera. AIK, Östers and Halmstads. And also the second Conference League game against Inter Turku of Finland. Next episode, we have got the last 2 games of the league season. We're away against Malmö, a side that have beaten us 5 times in a row in the league. And then we're at home against Degerfors, who I think are down the wrong end of the table. I mean, they're in 11th place, so they're not safe, but they're bottom half. But Malmö's the side that we need to try and get the result against. They've beaten us 5 times in a row. We're 7 points clear, although they have a game in hand. If we beat them, then we are really in control of this league, and we're on our way to winning our title back. If we lose and they win their game in hand, that gap shrinks to just 1 point. So it's really a must-win game against Malmö. It's a 6-pointer in terms of the title, so hopefully we can get the job done. Finally end the hoodoo of the Malmö losing streak. But that's going to do it for today. Not the greatest match today against Mura, but we got the 3 points with a 1-0 win. That's not a bad start to the Conference League phase. But hopefully we get some more entertaining matches next time. For now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments and subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. And yes, next time we'll wrap up the Allsvenskan season 2026 and see if we can win our title back. Malmö pipped us to it last season. We're going to try and get it back, and that will involve us trying to get a result against Malmö next episode and end this losing streak. Fingers crossed it happens. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.